All right, it is 11 minutes past 9. I'm delighted to say we're joined by Olympic gold medalist and newly announced SPAR ambassador Kellie Harrington. SPAR today announced a 3-year partnership with the lightweight world champion and will support Kellie every step of the way on her journey to the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. As part of the partnership, SPAR and Kellie Harrington launched the SPAR Christmas Community Fund. It's an initiative where SPAR want to reward and acknowledge 10 local community mentors by giving them the chance to win €1,000 for their club. For more details and to nominate your local community mentors, visit spar.ie. Kellie, good morning to you. How are you?
Morning. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah,
How are you doing?
Pretty good. Not a bad weekend of sport from an Ireland perspective. What stage are you at the moment? Are you training for anything specific? Is there something on the horizon for you?
So we were training for the World Championships. They were to happen in December. We were to head out to Turkey on the 19th of November and come back then on the 19th of December when the championships were done and stuff. But they've been cancelled due to COVID and stuff. So so that's been cancelled till next year. So we were training for that. It was kind of a welcome kind of cancellation for me this time round. So I kind of need a bit of a break, and I went straight back in at 100 miles an hour into training after a bit of a break, and my body kind of got run down because I went back in thinking that I could just get back in where I had left off, but that's not the case, as you know yourself. And I got a bit run down and so on. But here we are again. I'll be able to work on things that you're not really able to work on in a team environment, if that makes any sense. So I can work with my own coach now in the club, work and work on little small things like my footwork and strength and stuff.
Yeah, that's really interesting to hear that the break was required at this point as well, because it must be difficult to know what to do after you've climbed a mountain. A lot of people talk about when they actually end up achieving the thing that they've put their whole life into achieving, that it's just difficult to get back to what normality is after that, because it's kind of like just a bit of a come down. Did you feel any of that so far?
You know, like, to be honest with you, it's crazy because I haven't really trained. I am training more than half my life with boxing. But I suppose for the Olympic Games, and I've said it over and over again, I never really thought that, I never thought that I'd actually get to the Olympic Games. I try and go to the Olympic Games up until 2016. So it's not like I had trained for the Olympic Games forever. So I suppose when I came around and I've won the Worlds, the Europeans and the Olympics, it's kind of all been a shock to me rather than like, I've trained my whole life for this. It's kind of like, oh my God, like, how did I do that? And I suppose I never really went up to come back down. But the thing that I am finding at the moment is I'm having a bit of a break. I'm not going to say meeting loads of people or anything, but I'm meeting a couple of friends and eating loads of, finding it hard to get back into the routine of getting back on track. But as well as that, there isn't a goal at the moment because the world has been wiped, and so I don't really have anything to aim for at the moment. So it's just, there is nothing there really at the moment for me to get back for, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah, and can you enjoy that?
As in, like, what do you mean, like?
Well, just like the uncertainty of not having something specific to train for, it kind of gives you a bit of a free pass to relax and not be killing yourself. Like, to be at the elite level that you're at, you kind of have to have this constant internal drive going, Jesus, I shouldn't really have this food, or I need to get sleep, or I need to make sure I'm resting and doing my recovery and all that kind of stuff. But actually not having that,
I'm laughing because you sound like you've been in my head the last while. Do you know what? You fit that when you have a break, you feel like, Jesus, I've had too long of a break, I need to get back, you know. But for the first time, I'm not bad to myself. I don't treat my body badly. I don't drink alcohol or anything like that. So
Okay, we're just having some trouble with the Zoom there. It was one of those stereotypical early Skypes where it's just good enough.
Yeah,
and then it's not good enough. So we're going to try and get it back.
Sometimes you forget that we didn't used to be like this, and it's just the last sort of year and a half. I've had all these now delays are kind of normal, and it's great to be back in studio on that and to do things the old wager.
I know, yeah. Here's hoping it all continues.
I know.
You said that and then grimaced. It was like,
I do. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit worried now. It has to be said. You referenced it there, but just being at that game the other night in the Viva Stadium with a full house, I imagine there was a great vibe for the rugby game, and just it's an intangible feeling. It's that great feeling when a crowd comes together, witnesses something amazing. And I do think Ireland really suffered. I think that Luxembourg game would never have happened with the crowd at home.
It might have. I think that Stephen Kenny was a very inexperienced international manager and hadn't quite fully worked out exactly what the identity of the team was yet. And now he has. And I think that I think that he's learning as he goes, and that's all I want is that the coaching staff learns from their mistakes. If they make the mistakes, as opposed to it being some kind of philosophical or not working hard enough or not knowing the players or not seeing the players. And we've had many examples of that in various, or it's like this: I'm stuck to my way, and it's my way or the highway, even though the rest of the world's moving around.
He was never playing three at the back when he took the Ireland job.
I remember predicting that he would play three at the back, and you're like, never.
Yeah, I would have. Never. 100%. I would have said that's just not going to happen. And look at it now. It's and a complete musical chairs in terms of his staff and everything.
But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. What did you make of Alan Quinlan being annoyed at people being annoyed?
The rugby thing is I went for a beer after the match on Saturday, and we're in O'Connell's and Richmond Street, and the way now. So I was coming out. I was left work around 5, and I was kind of conscious the rugby's just over. It's these pubs can be actually just over capacity, and they won't let you in now. So it's I kind of want to get down. But I think O'Connell's had kind of opened at 4, so they weren't really catering for the rugby crowd. But as it turns out, we got in anyway, and it was perfectly fine. There was no problem. But then as people started coming in from the game, the proprietor, the barman, says, "How many people are sitting in your seats? Do you mind if these strangers literally come and sit beside you?" So it was a couple, and one of the guys in the couple, he was telling me he was a Protestant from Armagh, and we just got talking about all these things, and it was just rugby has this total cross section of people from all over Ireland that football doesn't really have. It has the guy from Ross. It has the more affluent parts of Dublin. It has your northern parts of the country as well. And I really love that. I think it's cool that it brings people together from all different kind of walks. And maybe rugby gets a bit of slagging because it's seen as elitist and all that. But sometimes it's actually more rounded in terms of football than the people who support it.
All right.
All right. That might be
interesting.
It's a long-winded answer, but there is a lot of people get very, very annoyed about rugby. Of my mates who are football fans, they don't like it, and I don't really get that.
All right, we've got Kellie Harrington back with us. Kellie, sorry about that. The line is much better. We can hear you now. You were just saying that the on-off again thing and being able to relax into it and enjoy it was difficult. How is that going for you? Sorry, we may pick it up there.
Yeah, I was saying that, and it is difficult to on off. But now I know I don't have anything, I think, until March, so I am going to enjoy my Christmas. I've been listening to the podcast, the Dan Carter podcast, and sometimes you listen to these podcasts and you start to panic, thinking, "Oh my God, I should be doing this," But do you know what? You should be doing what's right for you, and everyone is individual. So I think, I need that. You need to switch off, and I am switching off now for the Christmas. I'm letting myself go. When I hear them voices in my head, like what you were saying, should I be doing this? Should I be eating this? I'm going to say, no, do you know what? F it, Kelly, because you deserve it. You've worked hard. You have barely took a break since 2016, and now is the time when you can take a break. But as soon as the new year kicks in, that's it. You're the wheels are in motion again, and then you have to knock all those cakes on the head.
You turn 32 on the 11th of December, is that right?
Yeah.
What's the plan?
32 years young.
Yeah, what's the plan?
There is no, I don't have a plan, to be honest. Sure, look, who knows? Can you even make a plan anymore with all this that's going on in the world? I've missed me 30th, I've missed me 31st, and I'll probably just eat cake on the. I am going on Second Captain's Live actually on the 11th, I think, and Zora's coming on with me as well, so that should be fun.
Yeah, and just I'm not I'm obviously not a big boxing fan, Kelly, but like, where are you coming from this now? Because you've achieved this you've achieved this greatness at this stage of your life, but like, do you see this as the start of something, or is this the peak, or like, I guess does that you don't want to be remembered for this one thing either?
Come here, and I tell you, just on what you said lastly there, if it is this one thing that I am remembered for, I'm happy enough with it, because,
not the worst,
because there's not a lot of Olympic champions out there, so
anyway.
I'll just correct you on that.
Fair play.
But I do get what you're saying as well, but like, I've always just gone with the flow. I never kind of expected that I'd become an Olympic champion. It was always going into the qualifiers. It was like, if I qualify, I qualify. If I don't, at least I've went in and I've given absolutely everything that I have. I'm a giver of everything I have when I put my mind to something. And, you know, if it doesn't happen, at least I can walk away and say, I did give absolutely everything, and that's all that you can do. And what's next for me now is just to knuckle down to get back fit. And I'm a target now, and I just have to try and stay on top of that, and, you know, like, try and do whatever I can do and not worry about anything else in the world. And I know people are going to have all these kind of expectations of me, and, oh, she done this, she done that, she lost this, she lost that, you know, but I'm just going to be me and keep being me and keep my mindset the way it is, and that's all you can do, really.
Are you back in the hospital then, are you?
I was back, and then obviously the Worlds was coming up, so I had to take some time, because it's very hard to train Monday to Friday flat out, and, you know, go in on the weekends and then straight back into another week from Monday to Friday. So I had took it off, but now I'm back, now that the Worlds are cancelled again. And just a shout out to all the women in my job. If they weren't there covering me back while I'm out training, then I wouldn't have a job to go back to, you know. So I'm very, very appreciative of those ladies who are covering me all the time. They're absolutely brilliant.
Kelly, one of the things that is going to be different is that you know you're going to Paris, right? That's your plan now for the next period of time, and you also have credit in the bank as a gold medalist. So I wonder, does that change your approach? Do you feel like you have to hit the same markers the whole way along the way, or actually should you be more strategic and maybe take a good chunk of time off to let your body rest and heal and then come back at it again? Like, there's definitely a bunch of different ways that you could try and peak for Paris.
Yeah, well, I was kind of worried about the Worlds coming up, because people seem to forget that we had the qualifiers just in June, and then the Olympics then obviously in August, so they were quite like close to each other, and I peaked for both of them. And when the Worlds were coming up and meant to be in December, I was kind of thinking, oh my God, how am I going to do this again? Like, I've already done it twice this year, it's going to be quite hard. And then I was worrying if that had happened come 2022, like, we'd have the Europeans, and I'm thinking, oh my God, like, I'm not a machine, you know. So it was, now at the moment the coaches have been like, we've had to sit down, we've had to talk of, we have to be selective in what we do, because I'm not getting any younger either, and it is harder to recover. Like, all those younger athletes out there, you see them, they could fight every day of the week, and they're recovered every second day. Like, it's just crazy, but it takes me longer to recover now. Obviously I'm getting older, but the better you look after your body, the more you recover. But yeah, we are going to be looking at, you know, obviously not going 100 miles an hour, slowing the pace down and picking competitions to go to, but picking them wisely and trying to obviously think of the long run, that the goal is to qualify for Paris, and that's, you have to trust in the process, because not all the time going forward everything's not going to run smoothly. And I'm not going to be I'm not going to be, but it's hard to win every fight, really, you know. So realising that there is going to be new competition out there, it's about feeling it out in some of the smaller competitions. If I get a chance to go to them, if that's what the coaches are going to send me to, that, you know, I can, not that I can lose a fight, but if I do lose a fight, it's absolutely not the end of the world, and I learn from it, and needing to test the water as well, because so many new young, fresh blood out there, really.
Yeah, of course. And as you said, you've got a target on your back. Who's in your camp? Who's in your corner? Who are those conversations with?
Well, my club coach, Noel Burke, and then Zora Antia, John Conlon, and Dimitri Dimitruk, Owen Pluck, and Damien Kennedy, they're all looking after us. But the physiologist as well, Damien Martin, he's obviously, like, I mean, he's looking after the physical end of it, really, you know, like the body, how the body's working, how I'm recovering and stuff. So he's monitoring all of that, and they can work off that then, you know, whether, right, yeah, she's actually recovering really, really well, we can send her to this, or no, we'll hold her back because she needs more recovery time, or we'll send her to this camp, we won't send her, you know, stuff like that. So they all go hand in hand. Like, people don't, you wouldn't really think it, but everyone is working together. The strength and conditioning coach as well, John Cleary, like, everyone works together hand in hand, and everybody has, and then I have a little say in what I do.
And you spoke about Johnny Sexton, his performances still for Ireland. What's the optimum kind of age for a lightweight boxer, like, and could you still be getting better?
I mean, I feel like I am getting better. I feel like I'm adding to me game, really. But I think, personally, when you stop thinking outside of the box, and you stop wanting to get better, and you relax, then that's when you stop getting better. But I want to get better. I want to improve, and with the right people around me, I can improve. And that's not just like people saying, "Oh, you're going to get better." I'm talking about like the physiologist who's actually reading your body for you. And, you know, like, I do think I can get better. I'm not saying I'm going to come out and I'm going to be a different machine altogether, but those little 1% that make a massive difference.
Oh, has the phone line gone as well?
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. You're back again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those 1% that make a difference, obviously hugely important. I've got to ask you, Kellie, about this competition that is running with SPAR, because I think one of the things that was very clear from the celebrations was that yours is a grassroots success, that it comes about because there was somebody in your local boxing club, and you were representative of the community as well. It's interesting that that's what this prize is for. It's for small clubs around the country. It's for anybody who needs a little bit of support, and €1,000 is actually going to make a difference to these clubs.
100%, and like we've fallen on hard times at the moment. So, I mean, for anybody who has a good mentor or coach out there, and they want to award the club as well, reward the club. You just have to nominate them, and I mean, you can't win if you're not in. So I think every club should really enter. There is 10 €1,000 up for grab, €1,000 up for grabs. So all you have to do is visit www.spar.ie to be in with a chance. Like, SPAR have got there's over 400 shops in the local communities around Ireland. They're run independently, retailers, and most of which are families. So, I mean, if that doesn't say it all, that's what I stand for, is community. I love my community, and I think that SPAR does a great job in the communities. And I'm all over this Christmas Community Fund, because it's brilliant. It's absolutely class, and I'm not a judge, by the way. I opted out of that one because I'd feel like I didn't want to be biased and giving it to clubs that I knew. So,
or giving it to everybody. That's the other thing.
Yeah. I wish I could give it to everybody, but unfortunately I can't.
And Kellie, that last thing I just wanted to ask you about, because obviously, people who are connected in any way to sport would have seen your rise over the last number of years, but there's a crossover moment where the whole country is watching your fights, and I know you're in a bubble at the time when the fights are happening, and so you're probably not as aware of it, but that homecoming was clearly something that brought home to you just the impact that you'd had. Even the scenes afterwards when lads were dropping spuds up to your folks' house from on their way to Croker. Like there was a bit of madness around that. Are you ready? Are you enjoying that part of actually everybody hanging on your every word and you playing a leadership role in your community and even beyond that?
Yeah, like I've always said, like if you're in the limelight, if you have a voice, then you should use it, and you should use it for the good. Why would you use it for anything other than the good? I don't get that, and I feel like, I mean, I love honesty, and that's exactly what I am. Is a very, very honest person, and I'm trying to, for me, coming from the community that I come from and from my background, from a young age of going down the wrong pathway, I just want to be able to try and encourage others to reach out and go for their goals. And you know, it doesn't have to be sport related at all. Like, you know, it can be anything, but for people to go for it, to just go for it and give it a shot, because like you'll never know unless you try whether you can, you know. And that's it. I'm ready to take that role on. I am taking that role on. I've took that role on even before I became Olympic champion. I've been helping my community for a long time, and forever really. It's just now that I have a gold medal that people are saying, oh yeah, you know, you're a role model now. But I class myself as a role model way before the Olympics.
Well, it's true, you were, and you've delivered in spades on that. And whatever about being known just for winning the gold medal, I think you're actually going to end up being known far more for being that role model. And it's an incredible thing that you've done. And long may it continue, Kellie. Thanks a million for joining us this morning. Cheers.
Thanks very much, lads. Thank you.
It's Kellie Harrington there. A little dose of awesomeness into your life of a Monday morning. That make you feel good?
Yeah, she's just absolutely inspirational. Yeah, it'll be just interesting now. Sounds like she's kind of caught between I really need to train here, but I'm also kind of enjoying myself. Just
yeah, and I hope the enjoyment is the thing that wins that one, because there's plenty of time to be thinking about France. And like, the only thing you'd be concerned about is Irish boxing is so riven with factions, and like it's so self-sabotaging and has been over the decades that somebody's going to be, oh, you've got to qualify now, you're going to have to fight here, and it's like, no. But they might do that because they haven't got a great track record of self-governance. Anyway, no point in us ruining that for now. OTB AM brought to you by Gillette, proud sponsors of Movember. Gentlemen, let's mow.